What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 4 of of Tomb Raider. We are playing through the first game. For anyone who is new to the channel, I have never before played the Tomb Raider games, but I am thoroughly enjoying playing through. We've made it up to level 4, so each episode is kind of like its own level that we get to in the game. But yeah, we are back. In the last episode, we encountered ourselves our first dinosaurs. We had to take on the velociraptors and a T-Rex, which I was not expecting to be so like early on in the game. So I guess that means that we're gonna have more dinosaurs throughout the game, or perhaps something else. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go up, because we started with wolves and bats, and then went to bears, and then from bears we went to velociraptors and T-Rexes. So I don't know how that's going to progress. I don't know how many levels there are in this game either, so I guess we'll find out. But yeah, in the last episode we basically conquered taking out the dinosaurs, the T-Rex, with the shotgun that we got, which, let's switch to it. Which we now have a bunch more ammo. So we worked out that it takes about 4 shotgun shells and 2 pistol rounds to take out the T-Rex. So that's good. That's good information to have. And we also did a bit of exploring, and we kind of missed a bunch of areas on my first playthrough of the level. Or second, depending on if you count the first death. So I went back through and I played it, and I found a few secret areas, and I realized that there's some like the hidden areas are gonna be more difficult to find unless we switch to kind of the classic mode when we're searching, because of the fog of war aspect to the original graphics. So we're going to use that to our advantage, and I kind of like that we still have access to the original graphics for that reason, because I don't know if the remake, whether they considered that for the level design. But yeah, so that's going to help us, and yeah, we're going to continue on. Hopefully we'll get some more puzzles. The cog puzzle was pretty simple, straightforward. Collect a bunch of cogs, put them in the wall. But yeah, so we're going to see what this level has to offer. But before we do, if you guys are enjoying this series, please do hit that like button. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying this series and you're enjoying the episodes. And let me know if you get to the end of the episode. Just leave a comment in. Let me know if you enjoyed the episode, if you make it all the way through to the end, just so I can get a bit of a gauge on how many people are actually staying through to the end. But yeah, we're not going to waste too much time. Let's just continue on. And let's see what we have. Now, I remember... Hold on. What is this? Oh. Yo, what's up? So we made it into the temple now, by the looks of it. Oh, hello, Switch. So yeah, in the last episode I was kind of talking about some of the development stuff. And then I was going to show you guys what I'm... Oh my god, hello! Oh god! I was not expecting that. Alright, good to know that we could get jumped by velociraptors at any time. Well, that's a way to start off the episode. What was I even talking about? I'm completely lost for words. What is this? Wait a minute. Oh no, it is geometry. I was wondering, I thought that was just the texture at first. Let's see what it looks like. Aha, just a flat plane. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, man, that looks really 3D if that's just a flat texture. They did a good job with the normal map. No, that's actually geometry. Oh yeah, that's right, that's what I was saying. So, in the last episode I mentioned that the cave and stuff reminded me of my first project I worked on while studying, that was a paid client project. And So I'll probably in this episode, depending on, maybe I'll put it in midway through, or maybe I'll pop it in at the end, kind of a little bit of a throwback showcase of that project for you guys. Like the graphics are really old school. I would say that this game definitely looks better than the project that I worked on back in, what, 2012, 2013? So it's been quite a while since I worked on it. But yeah, so I'll give you guys a little look to one of my first projects, and just kind of how like the low poly assets were made and stuff, and just like they're not professional by any means. I was still studying at the time. Oh, let's. Okay, right is always right. So yeah, don't look at. I'll show you the project, but don't be like, oh my god, these are absolutely terrible, because they are. But yeah, I'll show you guys kind of what went into making them, and kind of like some of the techniques that I used from kind of original, like older games, and how I got like inspired by those to kind of make my assets for that game. Because there's some of the techniques in this game that I also used in that game. So I think that'd be fun to kind of show you guys. Okay, so that's the end of that. This floor breaks. Okay, right. Alright, we're gonna have to save the game. Oh, I should have checked in the hole to what that would have been. We're not even gonna be able to push it, so we kind of. I don't think we can get back. Oh, unless we can grab onto the edge. Okay. Oh yeah. Now. I wonder if there's another. Oh. Oh my god, things are popping up on my computer. You guys won't be able to see it, but I'm installing a version of Unity that is from 2013, which is the version I need to be able to show you guys the game files. It's currently installing right now. Okay, so we came in from here. We just got the door, so went right. So now we go straight. All right. Alright, so that's right. Go that way. Oh, hello. Let's see what this looks like. Wow, look at the ceiling. It's more noticeable that it feels more curved and smooth. Like it's more rounded. Even though it's not. It just feels like that with the texture compared to with the modern textures. I think that's because of the shading, because we have lighting with the shading. Alright, anything of importance? Doesn't look like it. Oh! Oh, we can't open this now, can we? We're gonna have to push this. Do something with this, aren't we? No? I know what that was. What in the hell was that? What in the hell is that? That's gotta be below us. Alright. That did not sound like wolves. That sounded like something else. I was thinking maybe like zombies or something. Alright, so I think we have to pull this out and then we stand on it. Oh. Okay, so I have to... Ooh. Can we move it sideways? And then will it slide down? Now the question is, if we decide to pull it, will it just slide all the way down and then squash us? Surely we'll be able to move out of the way. Oh, we can't. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay, that's telling me that we're gonna have another spike pit. Oh, especially because we have a health pickup now. we're gonna fall into a spike pit with the next one, so we have to be much more careful. I have a feeling that that switch doesn't actually, or it might open a secret, but it doesn't open the gate. So we might have missed out on a secret, but it's not going to prevent us from opening the gate, because otherwise that means that we're basically soft locked out of completing the game. Right? So let's see. Maybe we do. Maybe we're going to have to like... Let's see. Perhaps we have to hit another switch that will like push the floor out down there. That way we can step on it. So maybe that's what's going to happen. Okay, so we went right first. Right, straight. Now we go this way. Music. Okay. We definitely can't climb up that. Alright. Is that doable? Oh, I see. Never mind. That is doable if we jump the right way. Oh, careful. There's a potential of falling to our death. Because we're pretty high up, so need to be careful. What was that noise? Okay. All right, let's see. Terrible. Terrible jump. Guess we can climb up. Okay. Excuse me, game. I'm pressing the jump button. Wait. It's like a delay. For some reason. Like, it's immediate when I press it here. Okay. Just gonna spam the button every time then. Alright. Ouch. I wouldn't have been able to make that jump anyway, so that's fine. So then I guess maybe we have to run through here to have that. I feel like this only opened the door though, right? It didn't move the platform. Going this way. Yeah, and we had to use that anyway. So I guess maybe we do this and have the platforms move again. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, that was definitely meant to jump scare players. Okay. Okay. Now, jump over the spikes so we don't die. Now, I don't know how many secrets are going to be in this. Like we're going to have to look around. Maybe we can see some things to push. Oh! Oh my god. Oh, jump scare. Man, the red... I now see why they're red. They're red to blend in to jump scare you. Alright, let's use this. Also, let's save. Real quick. Save the game. Alright. Any more dinos that wanna tango? Now we need to get up there. So we opened up this. I'm gonna assume these don't close. I'm gonna assume it's oh, hello. I see you there. Oh! Oh! Oh, what is that? Shotgun shells. Okay. I'm glad we saved it. Oh. There goes our way out. Okay, how do we get down there? Also, how do we get back up? Can we walk between the spikes? Oh my god, we just made leaving even more difficult. Oh. Okay. That works. Pick that up. So if we tiptoe walk, will we take damage? Okay. There we go. See, we're learning. I like how the controls and stuff kind of leave you to figure out how to play it. It's not... Ow! Uh-oh. Maybe we should probably heal. It's up to us to work out how the controls are going to factor into how we, I guess, play and discover things. Like, there's no tutorial, there's no thing that pops up to go, oh, if I walk slowly, maybe I can not get stabbed by spikes, right? Which I kind of don't like that in modern games. Like, you want to kind of figure out the puzzle and then the game decides to just tell you the answer. I absolutely hate that. I think that games should provide you with hints towards the answer without actually telling you the answer. But that should always be turned off on normal mode. It should only ever be like a thing in like easy mode or something. Or maybe if it's off by default on normal mode, you could turn it back on in the settings without switching to like easy. Oh, they're gonna come to life, aren't they? Hold on. There's a way that we could check. They're 3D models. They are not flat 2D sprites. So let's save it. Just in case. We're aiming at it. Our auto-targeting is aiming directly at it. Watch. Did we win? Well, maybe if we start running, he'll chase us. Oh, can we not go this way? Oh. Excuse me, I'm trying to fight you. Is there a switch? Are you broken? Why did he move? Where are you? I guess perhaps we use item? What is it? Scoin? What did that do? Hey. I don't know what it does. Are we stuck? Did we break the game? Oh. We're just stupid. Okay. We're just too good. Okay, well, now that's blocking the... Oh, hello! Okay. This looks movable, so... Maybe not. Oh, wait, hold on. This is the entry. If we pull this, it opens that door, right? We can't. This way is now closed. Oh, I guess I got past it. Can we go back to previous levels? I don't really want to try, but... perhaps we need to? That or we broke the game and it's glitched. So we'll find out. Oh. Oh, it doesn't even need to load. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Ah, I can't get out. I'm dead. Well, it's nice knowing you. What the heck? Excuse me? Who the hell are you? I just realized the terrain has changed. Hey, How you doing? I love glitching games. I believe the technical
you
term
have
is
my total attention now.
cheesing
I'm
it.
not quite sure if I've got yours though. Hello?
I'll heel and hide you to a barn door yet.
Of course.
You and that driveling piece of the ski-on. You want to keep it so bad, I'll harness it right up your...
Wait. We're talking about the artifact here?
Damn straight we are, right up.
Hold on. I'm sorry. This piece you say, where's the rest?
Miss Natla put Pierre DuPont on that trail.
And where is that?
Ha! You ain't fast enough for him.
So you think all this talking is just holding me up?
I don't know where his little jackrabbit frog legs are running him to. You'll have to ask Miss Natla.
But you try it.
Thank you. I will.
What's he gonna do? Alright, well. That was an interesting... So I didn't actually know there was gonna be like in-game cutscenes and stuff. That's cool. I thought that might be like pre-rendered, but no, they're like actual cutscenes. That's cool. So we found 2 out of 3 secrets. We didn't explore the room with the spikes like too thoroughly. Maybe there's some in there. There was also that... Oh no, we dropped down, we grabbed that. I don't know where that would be. Man, I'm gonna have to like check out these levels more detailed, like more like we didn't use the fog of war, but we were very like enclosed, so maybe we'll have to use that more to see where there might be like secrets and stuff. Alright, yeah, well we're gonna end the episode here, but before we do, we're gonna switch on over to Unity, so I can show you guys kind of the old project that I worked on. And I think I'll also, so I'll show you the old project to kind of show you some of the modeling techniques and texturing stuff that I did for that. And then what I will do is I'll show you guys, because I've remade the project in more recent years, kind of how I've taken that and updated the graphics and visuals on that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, stick around, and we'll go over there and we'll check that out. Alright, so we are in Mission of Mercy. This is the menu screen, and this is the original project that I worked on back in 2013. And as you can see, we have like this very kind of old school PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 kind of vibe. I would say it's definitely more PlayStation 2. The graphics are definitely a lot better in that aspect, but it has kind of that same kind of vibe, especially because we worked on this project and we were just learning. I was the environmental artist who worked on this project, so all of the environment stuff and the majority of the 3D assets I made, with the exception of like the crates and the barrels, the lights I also didn't create. That was by the other 3D artist. But yeah, we worked on this project during my time studying. This was kind of my first main client project that I had ever worked on, and first time ever working with a client. And our goal was to, basically, this was created towards our assessment as aspiring game developers. But also, because we were working with a client, we also had to kind of take into account what the client wanted. So we ended up meeting somewhere in the middle, and Mission of Mercy ultimately became a stealth-style game with educational aspects to kind of satiate both goals from both parties. So the goal for the educational aspect of the game was we had basically to create a game that would teach players kind of some important facts and information about Cambodia for people who were going to head over to Cambodia as an aid worker. Now, at the time, Cambodia was still very much full of landmines across the land, and lots of dangers from like a whole variety of different aspects. So they wanted their students to be aware of these dangers so that they could navigate going to this country for their work in somewhat of a safe manner. But then we took that knowledge that they would gain, and we twisted it a little bit to make it more into a fun gamified version. So we took a little bit of liberties, exaggerated a few things to make it a little bit more fun to play, and that's where we end up with the stealth aspect to the game. So yeah, this is the menu. If I click on how to play, you can see that this menu is entirely 3D, including the menu items itself. It's PC, so we got W, S, and D to control the character, space to jump, control to crouch, shift to run, and then we also have a torch, which is the middle mouse click, and then escape to go back to the menu. And yeah, so super cool. I created this menu in combination with our programmer. He programmed the menu interactions, and I did the camera work. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun when we get games that kind of bring you into the immersion by having the menu be 3D. So that was kind of my inspiration for the menu from the get-go. But yeah, let me hit start and let's just jump straight into what the game was.
Before I left for Cambodia, the aid worker trainer singled me out of the young faces in the group. She told us learning about different cultures is one thing, but living it is another, and not for everyone. As I arrived ready for my first placement, I was determined to prove I was up to the challenge. With only the help of my interpreter, Thea, I was to assess disability in the village of Pepong Akol.
So I'll explain kind of the story because the voiceover is a little bit hard to hear, even in the original recording. But basically, we start out where an aid worker who has found their way into Cambodia and kind of gotten thrown into kind of some drama, basically. The person that you heard doing the dialogue, he was our audio guy for the project. He did all of the sound, audio, and helped to kind of set up all of the sound effects that you hear throughout the game. Hopefully the recording picks up the sounds. But yeah, so the story starts out. We have this is like our tour guide. Their name's Thea. You can see the character model. It's a pretty successful character model. I didn't know how to do hair, so every single character is a bald monk. In fact, all of the characters in this game are the same character model, because this is like really my first attempt at modeling a character, rigging it, getting it set up in-game. So I did this as well. And so I think I did a decent enough job, but it's definitely nightmare fuel for for me in the more modern day, now that my abilities have definitely advanced. But yeah, so the story is that this guy here, he is a father. His name is Sok, or Sok. I'm not sure exactly how we pronounce his name. But he has lost his legs due to a landmine accident. And he basically can no longer provide for his family. And so his daughter, he has a daughter and a son. His daughter, who is older, sees him struggling but wanting to provide for his family, and she decides to take the responsibility on her own shoulders. He obviously disapproving of that because he's still struggling to kind of come to terms with his new reality. They have a falling out, and she runs away. to go. Basically, her goal was to leave for the city, hopefully get a job, and send money back to the village to support her family. It's ultimately the backstory for our character. Now we have to find her. That's our goal for this kind of demo prototype of the game. And yeah, so that's kind of the story. We have to find her. She has gotten lost, and she has been taken by some human traffickers. So there's a few dangers in Cambodia, and I will walk around and kind of give you guys a little bit of a look of the environment while I kind of explain some of the key things we were to add to the project. So one of the things was we were to incorporate what someone might expect to see in Cambodia if they go to the kind of rural parts. Now, of course, you can see the beds and the rudimentary 3D models of just learning how to 3D model back in the day, what they look like. We have a lantern that's lit up, but no light coming out of it. That's interesting. So yeah, these are the buildings I modeled. I didn't know what Cambodia houses look like inside. A lot of the reference images I could obtain at the time only had the exterior. And so I tried to mimic them as close as possible with my limited 3D knowledge. Is how I describe how accurate they are. One thing in Cambodia is a lot of the houses in rural areas are actually on stilts. This is similar to Queensland, traditional houses in Queensland, also known as Queenslander style houses. And the reason for them being on stilts is because in places like rural Cambodia, but also places like Australia, because it's very flat, there's prone to flooding. So having a house above the ground would, I guess, keep your stuff safe-ish. So that was kind of some of the architecture that made its way into the project. But yeah, so if we head this way, we could kind of see the rest of the environment. We've got kind of this landscape vista, absolute sunset lights. It's just a terrain that I sculpted and spent way too long trying to make it look like a mountain. And then we've got the logger camp down here. Now, logging is, I'm not sure if it still is, but at the time of creating this project, it was a big problem. A lot of illegal logging and illegal quarrying was happening in Cambodia at the time. So that was an aspect that we were to incorporate. As you can see, we got the moving from out of the village into kind of the jungle area. Another aspect is that there's a lot of landmines in Cambodia. Our character, Sok, is an example of someone who's been injured, but not killed. A lot of people are injured by landmines, but not actually killed. So he's one of those people. So that's another thing to kind of that we were to teach in this game. We have an NPC here. He's a farmer. Basically, he's just going to tell us the dangers that are in the area. I don't want to click on any of the NPCs just because they're a little bit janky and glitchy. Sometimes it crashes, so I'm going to try and avoid that. But he basically says if we head downhill past the waterfall, we get to the loggers camp, and they will shoot you on sight, so you should avoid that. So that's where the stealth aspect of the game will happen. If we continue this way, we get to the jungle. If I turn on my torch, it's basically danger, landmines. So we could trek through the jungle to bypass the loggers camp to get past towards our goal. But we then have to brave the jungle filled with landmines, and we basically have to avoid them. But if we continue and follow the path all the way to the right, we will be led to the cave system, which is another danger that we'll to incorporate into the project. Because I'm not sure if it's still the case, but at the time of making this project, it was a very high statistic that people that visited Cambodia would often wander through caves and ultimately get lost and never return. And that was apparently very high for tourists. and people who weren't locals of the area. So these are the 3 dangers that you have to face in order to get to the daughter who has run away. So I'll show you each one. I'll show you kind of a bit of each of the different game mechanics. We have a torch for navigating the cave so that we can see, but also for stealth, so that we can kind of see down this way. So we'll start off with the stealth section. Alright, so as we approach the logger village, you can see there's a logger up ahead. There's also one right there, where my cursor is. He's hiding behind the tree. And basically these are NPCs that essentially act like, I guess you could say like Metal Gear Solid from the PlayStation 1 NPCs. So if you get within their cone of view, they'll spot you, they'll shoot at you. But there's a little bit of time. See how he goes yellow once he's spotted us, you can see in the little mini map. And then there's a bit of a cooldown. So if we stay for just a little bit longer, he'll start shooting at us. And we take cover and let it cool off, and we are good. So this is basically the danger, and we have to navigate that by using some stealth. So my cheaty way to get past him, because I don't want to wait, is to basically go this way. Since I created the environment, I know all the shortcuts are in all of the little hidey holes. So yeah, your goal is to kind of get past him, sneak past, and we navigate kind of through buildings, take cover behind crates, and we basically want to navigate to the other side of the loggers camp. The other side of the loggers camp is where they're holding the girl. We find that out through dialogue. So that's where we want to go. Now there was a mechanic that we wanted to add, but we never got to. We ran out of time. Where when we're doing the stealth sections, that we have these generators here that would allow us to turn off power to different areas. And that would basically mean that we'd get a little bit of a window to kind of bypass certain enemies because they're blind in the dark, they can't see. So that gives us a little bit of time to kind of get past some unpassable NPCs. And that was going to be another mechanic we were going to add to the game. Ultimately, we didn't get enough time to do so, so we have instead just opted for just basic navigation past, and we got patrolling bad guys who have the memory of a goldfish. Right, once they spot you, they'll shoot at you, but once you're out of their line of sight, they will disappear. We also have a janky dude over here who's broken. Oh, hello. And yeah, they basically go on patrol. So yeah, this is the stealth kind of mechanic. And we have to navigate all the way over there. In fact, I'm gonna try and get over there. Oh, hello. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, we saved it. There is some glitches in this game. I don't know if you guys would have expected that from a uni student project, but sometimes there's... So that actually isn't a glitch, but it's a Easter egg. If we crouch and then jump at the right timing, we get like a super jump. But there's 4 damage, so we take damage and die. Fortunately, we managed to like not die by landing on the palm tree, so that was fun. So yeah, our goal is to get past the loggers camp. We can jump up on these crates to jump over the fence. Maybe we can't. I'm the environmental artist. You'd think I would know. We'll just bypass it this way. Alright. So this way is where the girl is. She's located here. Now I'm not going to trigger the cutscene or the dialogue just because it's a little bit glitchy. Sometimes it crashes. But we'll get... Now I will show you the mines. And we can check them out. Alright, so now we are at the minefields. So as soon as we pass the river, we enter into the danger zone. As you can see, there's these little sparkles to signify where the mines are, which kind of defeats the purpose, but our goal was more about making it fun for the player rather than it being like an absolute terrible time. So we went a little bit overboard, I think, with the particles. I think we wanted to make it a little bit more subtle than this, but it's still not too bad. We originally just had one type of mine, which is this one, where if you touch it, it blows up, just like any regular mine. But we had them scattered out this entire place, and people just kept dying, and they hated doing this section, so they'd just simply avoid it. So we made it a little bit more fun. So we have a few of these ones, but we have more of these mines. And when you get close, you hear the beeping, and then they tick down and they blow up. So that makes it a little bit more fun. If you're too close, you will die. But it means that you have somewhat of a chance to navigate through. And they're actually laid out in a way that the deeper you get into the jungle, if you trek too deep, you might corner yourself and then end up dying. So you got to be careful. So there's a little bit of a challenge to it. It's not too difficult. But yeah, so we have a couple of different mines. So we have the ones you step on that blow up immediately. The ones that trigger as you get close, proximity. But then we also have ones that will only tick down when you're close to them. So you basically can't walk up to them, have them tick down, they explode, and you've cleared the way through. There's sections that you'll have to just navigate quickly past them in order to get past. So yeah, we create these three as a way to kind of balance the gameplay and make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more challenging, but not too challenging that people just didn't want to play it at all. You might notice this one has different sparkles. Now this one's a special landmine. If we trigger this one, we can stand close to this one. Boom! We added some teddy bears. look at that creepy ass teddy bear. So that was a fun Easter egg. There's a couple of these scattered around. If you want to go through and find them all, I think there's like 3 or 4 around. And that was just like a little fun Easter egg we added so that we could incentivize some players to kind of explore. But yeah, let's blow up and we'll reset. Boom! Alright, so we have reset. We are back at the farmer. We have taken the stealth route, showed you guys the stealth route, and we have also checked out the landmines area. So now the final path that is an option for players to take is more of a passive danger, which is the caves. This isn't a deadly, well, I mean it can be. There is a way to die in the caves, but compared to the other 2 options, you will eventually, or hopefully, if you're patient enough, get out of the cave. So the danger isn't so much dying, it's more just your patience, whether you will bear with getting lost in the cave. Unless you can navigate with luck out of it. But this was a very passive danger that we wanted to communicate with, as part of the educational aspect, that you can dare to go through the cave, right, and explore, but you run the risk of getting lost. And if you get lost, you could be there for days, maybe minutes, maybe hours. Just depends on luck and your ability to, I guess, navigate through the cave. So this is actually a very simple cave layout. It's a figure 8 with a separate branch. So it's not super complicated, but it posed enough of a challenge for people that some people would get lost and they'll be walking around for maybe 10 minutes just trying to find their way out. But they wouldn't give up. There's some players that we had testing the game who just didn't want to give up. So that was fun watching them. They were very stubborn. Now, obviously, I made this cave, so I know it like the back of my hand. So this is one of the routes to get through. But yeah, I created this whole cave, textured it, made the stalagmites and stalactites as well. Now that's the way out, but if you continue, there's this path. This path leads you deeper into the cave with some more tunnels. And then there's this path this way, which if you follow the bones, so I got the skeleton bones kind of around. If you follow them, it doesn't lead to a boss battle, as much as this would signify, although it would have been cool if we could have done that. It might lead to like a giant spider or something. But yeah, this leads to a temple, which we were going to have treasure, or maybe you get cursed, or maybe there's a jump scare or something. We'll kind of leaning towards a jump scare instead, but we just never got around to adding it, so unfortunately, that would have been really funny. But yeah, there's a temple here. If I can jump up here. And it's got some skeleton bodies for the people who can make it up. So yeah, I added this in here because in Cambodia there are a lot of temples from the Khmer people that built like so many temples around. In fact, it's not even fully certain that it was made. The temples were made by the Khmer. So I wanted to add a little bit of a nod to like a lost temple, because I really like those sorts of games and those movies. Tomb Raider as well, right? Although I'd never played Tomb Raider, I guess this is somewhat of a nod to it as well. So yeah. Now if you go this way, this is the only way to actually die in the cave, is if you climb over these boulders. It will lead you kind of up. And you might think you're getting out, but if you fall down here, there's obviously fall damage, and you will die. Now, you can fall down without dying, but that's really the only danger to this area, and that's kind of the whole passive danger of this choice. So yeah, those are the three different kind of avenues that we had in terms of kind of the gameplay for the first prototype mission. And I wanted to take that prototype mission, and when I kind of reworked this project, I took this concept of the mission of trying to rescue the girl, and I wanted to make it into a vertical slice as part of my remake. So let me bring that project up, and I'll show you guys what that looked like. Alright, and so this is a Mission of Mercy version 2.0, or 2.75. This is the Unity version of the project. Ultimately, I ended up putting it into Unreal, and I've created like a whole separate environment for that. But this was kind of more of a proof of concept level layout that I was doing upon remaking Mission of Mercy. So as you can already tell, we get some higher resolution rocks, and we are in a cave to start off with. And I have myself our character to move around. Now, I set this up so that this was going to be a stealth level, right? So this direction is where we come from, the village, or where we come from, you know, some other part of the story. So this was going to be like a vertical slice concept. I never ended up adding any kind of characters into this at this point. I ended up moving straight over to Unreal. But yeah, you basically start out in the cave, and you basically have to navigate your way out, and to get out you have to crawl through this crawl space. This light kind of leads you through the cave, and then you realize that this is kind of your only way out. And the point of this is to make you crouch to enter into this area, because the whole point is that this next section is going to be a stealth section. So having you kind of enter crouched down and amongst the foliage kind of adds to, you know, it kind of tells you without telling you that this is going to be a stealth section. So We're currently we're actually proned all the way down, but if I just press Control, right, we'll just be kind of crouching. So the goal was kind of to have the player come out of the cave and then enter into this section where there would be guards kind of talking, and as we approach we start to hear them talking, but we don't yet see them. We have remnants of kind of like outpost structural stuff, but we don't yet see the enemy. We can hear them, and they're going to be over here. Now, again, I don't have any characters in this. Am I stuck? Okay, look, I'm not the best when it comes to programming, so my character controller is pretty rudimentary, so it might get stuck on things. But yeah, so then you would navigate through here, and there'd be like a guy watching, I don't know, television, or maybe something, listening to a radio or something, just kind of chilling out here. So our goal would be to then kind of sneak past him without alerting him, so he'd be there. We don't yet catch a full glimpse, but we can kind of either sneak through here. As you can tell, my janky ass controller. Oh my god. Let's just go into our free cam mode and just kind of move out of there. Right, so basically you sneak past, he's there, he's not paying attention to you. You kind of have to go into the temple. Right, so this is the temple that you kind of go through, and this is a modular 3D asset kit that you'll be able to purchase on my store page. So then as you approach, you'll get immediately light will kind of show you that you have to go this way, but there's going to be another enemy kind of hanging out here, sitting on the chair, talking to another dude. Right, so we have to kind of sneak past them, so they're kind of here. There's also going to be another guy maybe patrolling, walking up that way and back and forth. So upon seeing that there's danger that way, your only real option is, if you run out that way, you're going to get spotted. So you go this way, right? So all of these parts of the level are kind of directing the player to kind of avoid danger, which was the original concept for Mission of Mercy. So I wanted to reincorporate that into kind of this kind of section of the proof of concept. So we kind of get pushed this way, stealthily have to kind of navigate. Perhaps the guy that's kind of walking backwards and forwards might do a deviation or a path that kind of leads him into here. So then we have to, I don't know, hide under the table, right? And that kind of conceals us. He doesn't see us, although we'd be pretty visible here, so maybe we go under this table, right? But then how do we get past him? So another way to guide the player is we got this hole in the fence here, right? This is the only place that is hidden from the guy, so we go here, maybe we get caught, so upon replaying this section, we instead go and hide under this table. We don't get caught, right? So then we're looking for a way to go out. We see this gap in the fence, and bam, we're through, right? And we can kind of have a look around at the environment. But we know that we have to kind of get over there, because that's where we're kind of being led by the light. And we also, to reinforce that, have this kind of pathway to kind of lead the player as well. So all of these things are added to the environment, intentionally designed to kind of lead the player without giving them a big arrow kind of pointing them in that direction. So the player gets led this way. The guy that's kind of walking up and down, maybe once he's out of sight. As you can see, intentionally, these chairs and tables are not visible from this position, meaning that we are concealed so that we can head, hopefully, straight ahead. So we wait for the guy to walk past, he goes in there, does his rounds up to there, where we were hiding under the table, and we quickly navigate across here. Now, if we were to go out in the open, there's going to be a guy standing up there, and maybe a guy in here, just kind of doing his thing, so he's going to spot us, right? So then that's going to reinforce that we need to go this way, right? So we're hidden behind all of the structure, and amongst the bushes. Right, so then we get another path that kind of leads us kind of the back way. Now, the goal for this level is that we are seeking to get one of the runaway children that was kidnapped after she runs away. This was the original story in Mission of Mercy, where we had to find a young girl who ran away from home because she wanted to support her father, but her father was very dismissive of her doing that, so she decided to leave to do that anyway, and ends up getting caught by some smugglers or some people who are trafficking, people. So we learn that has happened, and we have to find her. And so this kind of proof of concept that I was gonna work on with this particular build was basically the mission where we stealthily find where she is, and then we have to extract her from this outpost, right? So then we're led just kind of naturally along the path. We follow it all the way through. We can kind of stand up and see things, duck down. It gives us some line of sight on where the guys are again. And then we're going to have a guy in here who is once again chair facing away. Maybe he's watching TV, he's doing something. He's just kind of hanging out here. Maybe another guy is patrolling backwards and forwards along here. So we have to wait for kind of the opportunity to we basically have to wait for him to kind of be away from us. So then we can duck into this holding cell, right? Which is basically just kind of barbed wire fence. And then we get this kind of cave cell. Now I still need to light this up a little bit. Well, I was going to light it up until I switched to Unreal. But yeah, so then the girl would be in here. We find her. We tell her to be quiet and to follow us. And then that means that we now have to backtrack, right? So, and maybe the patterns of the guards will change as we get kind of further away. They discover that she's gone, right? Now, the fence is obviously open, but, kind of the goal was to have it be closed. We have to get some bolt cutters, so maybe we get here, find that there's a lock on the gates, then we have to kind of perhaps navigate our way back, get some bolt cutters off of the table that was over this way, and so kind of that would be the kind of I guess checkpoints that you'd have to reach while navigating this level. So yeah, this is the environment that I created. This is for Mission of Mercy version 2. And yeah, a lot of every single asset that you see here was created from scratch myself. All of these rocks are rocks that would be purchasable assets, including the temple. The temple will also be purchasable, but it's also a modular kit, which means that what you see here can be turned into a massive, sprawling temple. You can make it underground, indoor parts of the temple, outdoor parts of the temple. Everything's modular, and all of these kind of clutter assets like crates and barrels and stuff like that will all be purchasable on the store as well. So the goal for Mission of Mercy was it was going to be a proof of concept for the remake, if I ever wanted to actually make it. But kind of the primary goal for Mission of Mercy was a purpose-built project, so I could develop a bunch of assets to then sell on my store page, right? So then we got this section over here. So there might be a part where we're trying to flee with the girl. We get spotted halfway through, so then we just decide to run. And in order to get away, they choose not to shoot at us because we got the girl with us. So then we run into the cave, and then maybe that leads to another section where we have to, I don't know, another stealth section, or jump into a vehicle and then drive away, and maybe there's a chase sequence or something. That could be cool. So yeah, the kind of concept of this game was to be a very kind of more cinematic version than the original. But you've now seen the original concept as well, with the stealth mechanic and kind of the origin of this idea. Now, if you want to see the Unreal Engine version and what I kind of created for that, I have a video that's kind of me just kind of doing a walkthrough with a third-person character in that environment, which is on my second channel. I'll link it at the end of the video so you guys can check that out. But yeah, I haven't kind of developed that into anything further. It's mainly just been me focusing on getting these assets released on my store for you guys to kind of be able to download and purchase yourself. But yeah, that's kind of the progression of Mission of Mercy. Kind of just wanted to showcase the original project from nostalgia reasons, but this is also the progression of that idea over the past few years as I revisited the project. So yeah, but yeah, we're going to end the episode here. We're going to end the video here as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed me playing through Tomb Raider, please do leave a like. And if you also enjoyed me kind of showcasing the kind of work that I do, also leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay notified on when more videos come out. And maybe I'll do more of this if you guys kind of like seeing this sort of stuff. I can kind of maybe do some more showcasing of the kind of work that I do. But yeah, we're going to end the episode here. We'll be back next week. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a safe rest of your week. And yeah, we'll see you guys for episode 5 next week.